telling the FBI to allow U.S., British, and Israeli companies to transfer nuclear weapons components directly to AQCon laboratories. You think Pakistan just made a nuke, but Iran can't? That's even more scientifically advanced. It's on record. So they give them these weapons. North Korea was given them reactors to produce the fissile material. And forget that. AQCon Laboratories was given even more. And then take Georgia. The West goes in, arms them, tells them to go ahead and attack the Russian-held territory of South Ossetia. Guards inside the UN bases that were NATO, Georgian, and Israeli admittedly killed guards they'd worked next to for years inside the demilitarized zone and murdered them. I mean, in a special forces takeover, but not a special forces takeover where they high-load or he-load or parachuted in. They were in the same barracks as with them. They slit their throats. They hand grenaded the command center. I mean, that's the most dastardly sneak attack. And then they think our public's so dumb. They told you that Russia snuck attacked Georgia. Now, again, I'm not for Russia. But the issue is Russia is not the most powerful arm of this global system. They're vying for it. Why is the West trying to get them into a war? Through a proxy state. So they can tell the dumb public here, oh, look, Russia hit them. We got to hit them. Why are they moving more U.S. troops into Georgia? Why are they moving more missile systems and radar systems into Poland and Ukraine and Czech Republic? Why are they moving them into other areas? Why are they moving troops into Pakistan and funding Taliban and al-Qaeda to take over the cities as the government begs the United States to stop launching al-Qaeda attacks inside Pakistan? And they tell the dumbed-down American people, oh, the U.S. is beefing up in Pakistan and Afghanistan to fight al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda is a knife to the throat of Pakistan to do what the CIA tells them, and Mossad and MI6. This is on record. And then 5 years ago, we break the news, and since then the White House has admitted it, both administrations, Bush and Obama. Since then, it's been in New Yorker magazine that 4 Wahhabist sects of Sunni, the majority Islam religion, financed out of Saudi Arabia, Israel and the United States, are waging jihad inside Iran against the Shiite cleric-run government. See, there's 2 big branches of Islam. They're at each other's throats. The news isn't going to tell you this. And the news says Iran is al-Qaeda and is running al-Qaeda attacks inside Iraq. Total lie. They've lied scores of times saying they find Iranian weapons. Always turns out it's not. The Iranians are begging, suing the U.S., trying to sue at the UN, saying stop blowing up mosques, stop trying to get Sunni and Shiite to kill each other inside Iran because there's Jews, Christians, Zoroasters. Iran allows all the religions to operate more than Israel does. Proselytizing Christianity or Hinduism is illegal in Israel. But side issue, just let's be honest about all this. And most Americans don't know that last little tidbit. And I'm not against Israel either. I'm laying out the facts here. That Wahhabi al-Qaeda is the White House admits, calling them freedom fighters, the number 3 in al-Qaeda, hired by the White House publicly 2 years in a press release, bragging. And so they have al-Qaeda attacking Iran while saying on the U.S. news that Iran is al-Qaeda, or they're the opposite group. That's the same thing in Pakistan. They're using al-Qaeda and Taliban, Wahhabis, to hit the central government and hit them hard. They're threatening India. They're going in and launching attacks in India, which mainstream Indian news reports was really CIA/Mossad operations using Wahhabis, as destabilization worldwide. And right as North Korea is destable and becoming more and more unstable, and Kim Jong-il's on the verge of dying, and the young prince, the third in the communist wonderland dictatorship. So I'm not saying Iran's good. I'm not saying Pakistan's good. I'm not saying North Korea's good. They're all corrupt governments like everywhere else. They're just not big daddy governments. And they're all being prodded into collapsing or launching nuke attacks to start some big global crisis so everybody will rally around the Western governments, give up all of our rights because of the scary World War III that's about to start. So we'll accept the new bank of the world, the new global currency. So we won't get mad about the depression they've engineered because psychologically it'll be blamed on World War III. This is it. Looks like they're getting ready to do it. They're ratcheting it up everywhere in the next few years, maybe even sooner. We're going to come back after important news, take your phone calls, get into a host of other issues.
Here's Alex Jones.
All right, second hour. This is an abbreviated Sunday edition. I do a 4-hour radio show Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, then come back in and do a Sunday abbreviated 2-hour because so much always happens over the weekend. And I always get Saturday off and then a little bit of Sunday, and then just can't wait to be down here doing the syndicated transmission. By the way, they gave me a list of 6 new affiliates we've got in the last 2 weeks for the Sunday show alone. And I forgot to bring them, so I was just trying to call the program director at Genesis. I know we're on a big, famous station, and it's on the tip of my tongue. 860 in L.A. I'm going to think of it. I'm going to plug it before the show's over. Jaron's looking it up in there. Okay, let me tell you some of the news that's coming up, and I'm going to your phone calls. Robert, George, Robert, David, Karen, and others that are patiently holding. I mentioned North Korea warns of nuclear war amid rising tensions. I mean, that's big news. And they're saying if anybody boards any of their ships, they're going to nuke South Korea or Japan. And they're saying it's an act of war, and it is an act of war. And these are spoiled, rotten psychopaths on a power trip. And the globalists know that, so they're prodding them while they're unstable and in a exchange, a transition of power from one degenerate hereditary king to another.